Hi, ladies. It's Keri, and I'm back for another episode of Style Your Dreams, and I'm so excited to be with you today. So, I have an interesting conversation that is very necessary to have today, which is about being true to yourself. I feel like this is one area in particular that women need help with. All women, me included. So I feel like we were naturally born with this. I don't know if I would call it people pleasing or wanting to be liked, or even the most independent, strong women have this to some degree or another. And I feel like as we get older, as we age, that could even be from 20s to 30s or 40s to 50s or whatever age, that we need to reevaluate who we are and be true to that. And I feel like that is so important. And today I'm going to talk to you about it as it relates to style, fashion, how you look. But let's be honest, between you and I, we know it goes much deeper than this. So first of all, let's start by just evaluating. Are we true to ourselves? Or do we let other people influence us? It's interesting because I talk to clients all the time, and I'll be talking to them about their wardrobes, and they'll say, "Oh, I bought this with my girlfriend and I've never wore it. Oh, I bought that on a trip. My husband thought I looked amazing in it, but I never felt good in it. Oh, I bought that at a store because they told me I looked amazing and it never felt like me." That's the kind of thing that I'm talking about, is that you purchase things or you wear things, because sometimes they do end up on your body, that don't feel like you because of what someone else said. Oh, I love this one. Sometimes people have told me in their closet, I can't get rid of that item because every time I wear it, people compliment me on it, but I hate it. It doesn't feel like me. So why hold on to things that don't feel like you? Why allow others to determine who you are rather than you determining who you are? I'm going to give you a couple examples from my life. So this happened about a week and a half ago. So every time I go get my nails done, I get the same color. It's a light pink shade. Well, not the exact same. It's a light pink shade. I have one long wear light pink shade that's a little brighter, one that's more muted, or if I forget my own polish, I get whatever light pink shade they have. But I usually don't vary away from that. And usually when I get my nails done, my daughter loves to come with me and get her nails done. I know, she's very lucky. And every time she's like, "Mommy, what color are you getting?" And I show her and she rolls her eyes at me and said, "You're so boring. Why do you get the same color every single time?" And I always tell her, "Because it makes me feel good." And part of why I like this light pink shade is because A, it makes me feel good. I don't have to think about it, but my nails always look amazing. And I have really frail, fragile nails. They chip a lot. So if I'm in between manicures and they chip, I have the polish to just like quickly redo it, that nail that chipped. And you can't tell. Or even if it chips a little, most people can't tell unless they look up close. So that's why that color really, really works for me. And I've been doing it for years. Okay, so I was about to go on vacation last week. We went to our Sedona house and I went to get my nails done by myself. And I decided to choose this color called Miami Beat. I love this color. It's kind of like a raspberry tone, maybe just a touch darker, maybe like a dark raspberry tone. And it's my kind of go-to winter, fall look. And I decided, okay, well, I'm going on a trip for 5 days. So I only need this polish to last for 5 days. So I can go dark. Because if it chips, who cares? So I risked it. I got Miami Beat. I was so happy. I like the way my ring sparkles when I wear a darker polish. It was so fun. And then I see my daughter that night. And I said, "Did you notice anything different?" And she didn't until I showed her my nails. And I said, look what I did. And she went, ugh, that's so emo, which kind of means like a person that wears all black or something dark. I don't know. It's a new phrase. And I was like, what are you talking about? It's so emo. It's like a dark raspberry. And she's like, it's a hideous color, Mom. And I just started laughing because I'm like, wait. So when I get my light pink color, you don't like it. And then when I get a different color, you don't like it. So what color do you think I should be getting? And she's like, I don't know, something really fun, like a super bright pink or like a red or like a blue or a purple. And I just started laughing because that is so not me. I will never do any of those colors. So although I really, really wanted my daughter to be proud of me and love the color that I chose, I had to instantly give it up and be happy with my own decision that I chose something that made me happy. And oftentimes we then, when things like that happen, we start to question ourselves, don't we? Don't you start to question your decision-making abilities? Or maybe I do look emo, or maybe there is a better shade for me. I don't know. What if I did try blue? No, I would never try blue. But it's interesting when someone disagrees with us, especially about how we look. As women, we can tend to take it personal and we can tend to second guess ourselves, which is just crazy. Here's another story. Sometimes I buy new clothes and it's hilarious. I will try them on for my husband and say, okay, what do you think? By the way, I don't do this anymore. Now I just try them on for my daughter because she's a little fashionista at 11. But I used to go to my husband and try on clothes and be like, okay, what do you think? And I bought this pair of silk pants because, you know, the last couple of years, dressy silk pants have been all the rage. So I bought a pair of silky pants and I tried them on and I had it with a top and I showed my husband and I was like, so what do you think? And it was before work one day. So I was dressed to go to the office and I'm like, okay, what do you think of my new outfit? And he said, is it wear your pajamas to work day? And I was like, what are you even talking about? Like, this is the hottest style. I look great. I love them. And I relearned in that moment that it doesn't matter what he thinks of the pants. It matters how I feel in them. And here's the tricky part is when someone questions how we feel in something, we can tend to get insecure about ourselves. Like, oh my gosh, maybe I don't look as good as I thought I did. Maybe, or the opposite happens, right? You're at a store and the salesperson is like, oh, you look unbelievable in that and you hate it. But you're like, oh my gosh, I must get it because if they think I look unbelievable in it, then other people are going to think I look unbelievable in it. And I'm just going to feel great because I'm going to get compliments all day. My friends, it doesn't work that way. I'm sure you've already realized this. This is probably just a reminder. But usually when we give in to what other people think about how we should look, it backfires. It fails. Now, there may be exceptions to this, right? So maybe you have a super stylish friend who picks things out for you, and no matter what they pick out, you love it, and you're fully yourself. But that is the exception, not the rule. Most of the time, when people give us opinions, it's how they want us to look, how they see us, rather than how we see ourselves. So it's interesting. So I've been styling women for over 20 years, and I had to create a rule a long time ago. So we go in depth on really creating someone's first impression and their brand, and then designing a wardrobe around that specific look. And a lot of times women in particular would say, can I bring my husband? My husband really wants to be there when I try clothes on, or my mom would love to come, or my best friend wants to come and watch you style me. And so I had to, in fact, I even had to put it in the contract that people can't come with you. And let me say why. Because everyone has their interpretation of who you are. and it might not be who you want to be. It might not be how you want the world to see you. But if you're with them, then you tend to be in their listening of who you are, their perception of who you are rather than you. And it's especially important if you're rebranding yourself or if you really have big goals to fulfill, right? So if you're wanting to have a VP position, or you're wanting to meet the love of your life and you want someone different than you've ever picked before, you'd want to create a new look for yourself that isn't the same. And if you're around people that know you really well, they're going to want you to stay the same. They don't want you to have the same things, but they're used to you being a particular way. So sometimes they can, I don't know if I want to say hold you back, but kind of hold you back, or unintentionally, by the way, because obviously they want the best for us. So I think one thing that would be helpful as a practice is looking to see, how do things make us feel? How do I feel when I have that nail polish on? How do I feel when I have my silk pajamas? I'm just kidding, my silk pants on. By the way, I kept them and I rocked those pants and I got so many compliments because it made me feel good and it made me walk taller. So no matter what you do, especially when it comes to what you wear or how you look, my theory is you have to own it. If you can't own it as really who you are, then it's inauthentic and you shouldn't do it. But if you can own it, I was just walking to the post office and there's this restaurant and hotel that I walked by, and there was this woman who was stunning on the patio, and she had like super buzz cut hair. She's an older woman. And her hair was super, super, super short blonde hair. And then she had a mesh long sleeve shirt on with I think it was an AC/DC t-shirt on underneath it. And I had to giggle about it because her look was awesome. Awesome. And why her look was awesome is because you could tell she was owning it. It was totally her. Now, could I pull off that look? No, not even for Halloween. I couldn't pull off that look. But she looked unbelievable, and you can tell like she just loved her look. That's what I'm talking about. And we talk about this all the time about, wearing white pants past Labor Day or the kind of hair you have or the kind of makeup you wear. No matter what is going into this image and this look that you're creating for yourself, make sure that you can own it. Make sure that it's you. No matter what anyone else thinks, no matter if anybody agrees with you or not, make sure it feels like you. In fact, when people come work with us, when clients come and work with us, I tell them the number one rule of working with us when we've bought the clothes for them is they can't leave here with anything unless they absolutely love it. So if I dress a client and I'm like, oh my gosh, you look amazing, and they look at me like I have 3 heads, I don't let them keep it. Even if I can see they're trying to talk themselves into it, I tell them, if you have to talk yourself into it, it's not you, so just take it off. If I love it that much, I should buy it for myself or someone else that might love it. So it's important that you own your look, love your look each and every day, and try not to be so swayed by people's opinions of you. I think that's a great lesson for us as women as we go through this lifetime, is know yourself and be true to yourself. Know yourself. I forgot one. Love yourself. That's so important. So know yourself, love yourself, and be true to yourself. And let other people's opinions kind of wash off you like water off a duck's back. So I would love to hear your thoughts on this episode. Thank you for joining us. And I will have another fabulous episode for you next week on Style Your Dreams. And if you are enjoying our podcast, if you could just give us a 5-star rating and give us a review and share with your friends about us. We would love your feedback. Okay, thank you so much. Have a fabulous week, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.